So what do you think is going to be happening to the residential real estate market?
Residential, everybody locked into long-term rates not going to move because when they go see, oh, I could sell my house and make $500,000, yeah, but now you're going to go pay another $500,000 and then pay more interest, and it doesn't pay. I'll just stay where I'm at. A lot of people are not going to sell, all right? I'm starting to see a lot of houses coming on the market because people may have to sell. Not everybody took the 30-year fixed rate. Not everybody was that smart.
Yeah.
You know, some people took it for maybe only a short period of time or some I don't know, a teaser rate. I don't know, but residential is going to be residential. It's not going to have a major upside because of all the people locked in for a long time. Commercial is going to hit the fan. Okay, retail's suffering anyway.
So when do you think this is going to happen? Because I've been thinking the commercial real estate market is
going to happen until the end of the year. Listen, people sit around these big shots and they say, okay, let's readdress this issue after we change election in a new year. All right, let's just extend and keep things quiet, and then we'll deal with this at the new year. Let's get out of this year already. We got the president bullshit going on. We got all these problems going on. You got wars going on. Let's see what happens in 25.
So I tend to think that if you're correct on that timeline, and let's say it's March 2025, it should take about a year to really start to feel the pain, which would put us 2026.
Now's the time to get ready. Now's the time to bring your boots out so you can walk in the shit. Identify the deals that are going bad. Identify out who the people, the first ones to get slaughtered are going to be. Those types of properties, those opportunities. Start looking at a lot of more auctions. Listen, when the interest rates were low, 10X didn't have shit. Now look at 10X. We were bidding on a 10X deal the other day for like, I don't know, we didn't want to pay the $8 million it sold for. You know? The 10X list is getting bigger. The LoopNet's getting bigger. The Crexy's getting bigger. People are trying to dump shit, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, but if you're lowballing now, don't you think that you could just wait
Better
and
to
get
be
a better
early
deal?
than late. And you never hurt you by being early. All right? It's educating yourself. It's getting in there and getting going. Because sooner or later, something's going to pop, and you're going to make a deal. I mean, you have to, look at a bunch of deals. There was an auction the other day in my neighborhood on the beach. It went for $2.5 million. I was thinking I'd pay $1.5 million. Somebody's still stepping up, spending that money. Sooner or later those people will run away. The ones that overspend on everything.
I thought that for the last year in Vegas, but consistently.
Well, why would you buy something at a 5 cap?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
When you go to tax-free muni bonds, if you're not forced to, it's 1031.
So I want to find something that's about 8.5%.
They're there. I see them all day long now.
In
but
Vegas, I haven't seen
Vegas,
any
I don't
in
know.
Vegas. I've
you
seen nothing
really
in Vegas.
dig into Vegas.
The best deals I've found in Vegas are about 6.5% return, but people are still paying for it. But
I'm
they're
seeing
slowly
Starbucks going
coming
in
down.
6.5s now.
Where?
Maybe not in Vegas, but who gives a f***? Starbucks wouldn't have put it there unless they knew we were going to make money. They already did all that money and looking into the doing their homework.
You know what? People are
and
concerned
if you got
about
a long lease, do you think Starbucks will go out of business? You think they're going to violate a lease?
I think they might start to close down some stores because it seems like Starbucks are really suffering lately.
Yeah, but now if you get a brand new one.
There's too many Starbucks.
If you get a brand new one with a 10-year lease, you worried about it?
I'd say there's a small amount of risk.
No risk. If you get a brand new Starbucks right now with a 10-year lease and a personally guaranteed corporate, you ain't got shit to worry about.
Where would you say the opportunity is for the average person out there that may not have the access?
It's always the same story.
Same things.
Find the deal.
Yeah. Lowball is the...
Find distress. Lowball shit, get it down to the right price. It's all about the numbers. The numbers got to work, all right? And they got to satisfy your desire for an investment. And you got to limit your risk. Like he's very you're low risk tolerant, which is fine. It's good to play it
probably
safe.
To a fault, though.
Huh?
That's probably to a fault. I think I missed some good
everybody's got their own
opportunities.
risk tolerance. All right, I have risk tolerance. I can't tolerate a lot of I got a line you don't cross, and if you feel comfortable with that line, it's fine. But sometimes you got to do is when you really feel like you're stable, and you push it a little, and you say, okay, if it does me over or things don't go to my way, it's not going to kill me. It's worth taking a risk versus a reward. You got to determine, but you got to be comfortable.
And what if someone doesn't have the money, but they see the opportunities coming up a year from now? Listen, and they want to get involved?
You got to do whatever it takes to put yourself in a position to make a move. Whether it is get qualified for FHA, 1 to 4 units, or if you're a veteran, use the VA loan, or save up to 10% down the bank wants you to put down, or if you go in commercial, 20% down. But it's all about finding the deal. You got to have good credit. You got to have some sort of money. You can't be broke. A lot of people out there find the deals that have no money. They find somebody else's money. They find the deal. They find the money. They're in the deal. There you go. It's all about putting forth effort into something that's going to help you and get you forward in life, whatever it is.
What are some of your best negotiation strategies? How do you know when you're too
basically,
aggressive?
I'm going to tell you right now, if you go look at real estate, and there are issues that exist, which hopefully there are, because that's where the money's at. The money's in the issues, because you buy it, you cure the issues, and there's a reward for that. Value add. You add value. So always get your issues with the property documented, pictures. Have like a presentation almost put together saying whether it's a house, whether it's a fourplex, whether it's 300 units. This is what this place needs right now, and estimate the value. And of course, add on for 20% for, good purpose. But have a plan to come in and show the seller that, hey, it's a great place. I love this place, but you want too much. Why? Because I got to put all this money into it. That's a good tactic that we use. My son will put together a report with issue, picture, and then we'll put a dollar amount on it. You got to lowball the shit on LoopNet that you like, but the cap rate's too low. You got to make offers. Do you have a license or no? You have a license?
No, not anymore.
I mean, you don't even need a license. You just write a fucking LOI to the existing broker, and you just write up an LOI from yourself if you want. And if they don't like it, fine. Or they scratch it out and change the number.
Yeah.
If they're asking for a fucking 7 cap, and you offer them an 8.5 cap if you like the property.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
But how much more
you gotta put the
difficult
time in.
is it today to find a deal versus like 4 years ago?
There are deals out there. It's hard. I mean, it's hard, but it's. I mean, they're starting to come. I'm starting to see it trickle down. I'm starting to see a lot more deals popping, auction sites. I think you're going to start seeing some foreclosures coming. But right now they're still working out the debt part of it. They're going to sell off as much debt as they can and then be left with the dogs that they say, well, we can't sell the debt. We got to sell the real estate. That's what's going to happen. But it's not going to happen until next year.
Yeah. What do you think is a good cap rate to buy at?
I mean, if you're looking to sit back and get a good return, it all depends on the tenant. If it's a good tenant, long term. Right now, the deal is buying a strip center with some empty space. The only way you can make money in retail is to have an empty space. I mean, you go out and find. I've been seeing daycare centers at 8 caps from strong companies. Daycare centers are really good now. Anything that's a necessity. Hair, nails, food, daycare, things that internet can't fuck with. Strip centers with empty space are the best things you can do right now. You fix the place up, you get that space rented out, whether you use a leasing agent or not, or you just list it on CoStar, you make it look nice, you find somebody to fill that space. That's how you make instant equity in retail. All right, or you chop up a big space, make it into 2 small spaces. We've done that. I mean, we've had some success in building small retail on lots, because we had the tenant before we built it, so there was no fucking brainer, no risk, right?